The Steel City is ready, and Acrisure Stadium here in Pittsburgh. Tonight, a tough AFC North matchup. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Tirico with Greg Olsen, the rookie, Tyler Luke, set to kick things off. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Well, here come the Steelers, and that's the sight that looks odd, but people were looking to see after keeping us waiting all spring. Year 21 in the league for Aaron Rodgers, his first as the Steelers quarterback.
I had a coach tell me earlier in my career, Mike, specifically about the quarterback position. If you don't have fast feet, you better have a fast mind. And here we have a guy that has played a lot of games under center. He has seen a lot of football, and while he might not be as mobile, he might not have the arm strength to make all the throws he had earlier in his career, that experience behind center, that experience being in these moments before, man, having that quick mind, there's not a whole lot of defense is going to throw at him that he hasn't seen.
From the 34, here's 2nd and 4. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. From the gun, Rodgers. He takes off. And he'll go into a slide here. They're going to mark him just a little short of the first down.
Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away, picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
3 plays in and a test. It's 3rd and 2. On the ground, Gainwell. Give him 14 on that one. That's a Steeler first down.
There's a big conversation going on right now around the NFL about what is the true value of having a run game. And I've always thought it comes down to being good at 3 situations. Can you run the ball in the 4th quarter with a lead? How well can you run the ball on the goal line? And then in this case, how well can you run the ball in short yardage situations?
On the ground is Jalen Warren. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete. DK Metcalf was the intended target. And now it's going to be 3rd down.
One of those plays where you like the idea, you just don't like the execution. I didn't feel the quarterback was overly comfortable in the pocket. Footwork, a little bit sloppy. All of a sudden now the pass is a little less accurate and an opportunity for a big shot. You end up falling short.
17 yards on that play. Good for a Steeler first down.
Give credit to the protection for handling that blitz, because that's what gave him the time he needed to make the play and keep this drive alive.
Here's a handoff to Warren. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another first down.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
Here's a screen set up for Warren, and that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start, and a loss of yards on the play.
And that's a really heads-up play by the defender, Mike. Once he diagnosed the screen, he immediately puts himself in position to make the play. This offense just winds up going backwards.
From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. He's got it at the 7, and he's into the end zone. Adam Thielen, touchdown Pittsburgh. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Chris Boswell on for the point after. He's got it, and the Steelers will take a 7-0 lead. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. From the 6, here comes a return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So the Ravens will come out, and they are led by the man who's won the MVP twice and was the runner-up a season ago. Hard to believe it is year 8 for Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback.
Is there a more exciting guy in the NFL to watch play quarterback than this guy, Mike? I mean, one of the most dynamic athletes to ever play the position. And what's truly unique about him is his ability to beat you both as a runner and equally as a passer. And that's really where his game has developed. Defensive coordinators don't sleep very much when they know they're facing this guy and all the problems that he presents.
And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. Terrific start to this drive. Gain of 23 and a first down.
I think this is something that we can expect to see here, especially early, Mike, as this team gets into a rhythm. They want to lean on this run game. They feel like they have a lot of advantages over this defense, and you can see from the first play here why they feel that way.
Rashad Bateman, the intended target, and it'll bring up second down.
That's not an easy catch by any means, but at this level, Mike, you get paid to catch them all. And really, you get paid to catch the hard ones. And you know that hit, it's coming either way. And I remember learning as a young player early in my career, the hit's coming, you're going to get knocked to the ground. It feels a lot better getting off the ground and handing the ball to the official.
And he'll be stopped short of the first down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8.
Mike, did you see how hyped the sideline got after that run after catch? I mean, I thought the bench was going to run out onto the field to celebrate. He refused to go down on first contact and second contact for that matter.
They'll try and run for this with Henry. And he will have the Ravens first down. They're able to convert by plenty on 3rd and 1.
And anytime you have one of these big backs, this is exactly the spot to use him. Just lower those pads, keep those legs moving. He's able to find just enough of a seam to pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, Jackson. That's caught. Derrick Henry. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. 14 on the pickup. Good for a Raven first down.
If you want to play running back in today's modern NFL, Mike, you have to be able to be a viable weapon in the passing game. It's all about touches. It's not just about handoffs anymore. It's how many different ways can we get the ball in your hands.
A first down throw for Jackson. He'll swing this out wide to Henry. And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10. A gain of 11, and it's first and goal.
This is quarterback play at its finest, is understanding and identifying the blitz before the ball is snapped. That's what allows him to get the ball out of his hand so quickly, throws it to his hot receiver in the flat, and he does the rest.
Good blocking, and he's in. Peyton Mitchell, touchdown Ravens.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down a score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come away with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Tyler Loop now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Ravens come right back to tie it at 7. Now it appears we've got a Steeler injured on that play. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. On the return, it's Kenneth Gainwell. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense ready to get going with their second possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers. Over the middle, Metcalf has it. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. 18 yards. What a great way to start the drive. It's a first down.
Nice way to start the drive here. Really good protection by the guys up front. Good decision by the quarterback to find his read. Ball's accurate, ball's on time. Now they're able to start this drive and get on the move the right way.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. On play action, Rodgers. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete.
Protecting the ball anytime you throw the ball in the middle of the field is obviously critical, right? That's where tip passes. That's where all sorts of stuff happens when you put the ball in harm's way. But you also have to protect your receivers. There's a bit of a trust back and forth with the receiver saying, hey, I'm willing to go across the middle and compete for the ball. But now you're my eyes. You have to protect me and make sure that the location of the ball doesn't run me into a big hit. Well, they couldn't start the game with 2 straight scoring drives. Much better job by the defense after some struggles on the opening drive. Coming out, forcing a stop, and now let's see if their offense can go out and even this up.
On 4th down, Steelers send out Corliss Waitman to punt. Rajante Wester deep for Baltimore. They take this in back to the 16. That's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. A quick throw on the RPO is complete. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line. They get 11 and quickly pick up a 1st down. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. This into the hands of Flowers for the jet sweep. And a good job defensively to rally to the ball. They hold them to a short game.
So, Mike, this is a great example and a great moment to bring up why it's so important for these offenses to make everything look the same. Formationally, pre-snap movement, because the second that motion looks like a jet motion and he's going to get the ball as opposed to a traditional motion, these defenses are so in tune with all those little differences. They know it's coming and there's not going to be a lot of game.
And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
The big guys in the middle of the defense, Mike, the defensive tackles. So often they're asked to do the dirty work. Keep the blockers off the linebackers. Let them run around and make all the plays. But in this case, this guy's able to shed his blocker, make the stop, and keep it to no gain.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is a letdown there. Pass looked to be on target. No catch. And now 4th down.
There is no worse feeling either coming back to the huddle or the sideline after a big drop. And that was a beautifully designed play, perfectly placed ball, and he just couldn't make the grab.
To return is Williams. That's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. Play fake. It's Rodgers. This one complete to Hayward. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 3. A run up the middle with Warren. And some good running there. That's a 1st down up to the 43.
And the offensive line does a really nice job winning this play at the point of attack. And once he got the ball, all he had to really do was just find a crease and hit it. And he's able to pick up the 1st down.
And a good one here on the ground across midfield. Let's give him 9 for the carry. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and a yard. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. Play action now with Rodgers. He's going to look for the home run ball. Good coverage there in the end zone. That is incomplete. Terrific work. They separated the man from the football, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
And he will have a Steelers 1st down. Able to convert, albeit not by much, but they get it on 3rd and a yard. with Warren. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So we are through one here on Sunday Night Primetime. Pair of sevens on the scoreboard. And we're back to the Steel City after this. The Steelers with the football to begin the second quarter. They've got a 2nd and 8 coming up. To throw is Rodgers. He's going to take a shot down the field. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up 3rd down.
And you don't earn the reputation this guy has, Mike, without having some really elite ball skills at your disposal. I mean, he's universally considered one of the best corners in the entire league. And when he makes plays like this, it's pretty easy to see why.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is a letdown there. Pass looked to be on target. No catch. And now 4th down.
I really like the personnel adjustment by the defensive coordinator, Mike. They go dime coverage, so they're going to bring out 6 defensive backs, really play the pass and muddy it up with as many pass defenders as you can. Nowhere to go with the ball. And now we got to see, does the offensive coordinator, when he sees that dime package take the field, what answers does he have?
So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. In motion comes Andrews. On 1st down, they'll start the drive with Henry. And he's going to struggle to get back to the line, maybe a yard. That's Alex Highsmith in for the tackle. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, Jackson. Moving to his right. He runs with it. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. He can't beat a running quarterback. Gain of 16 and a 1st down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
On play action, here's Jackson. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Well, not exactly a highlight reel type play, but in some cases, just checking the ball down to your fullback, picking up some positive yards is the only play that's to be made.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd down and 7. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. A throw behind his man, can't reel it back in. And that'll go down as an incompletion. Zay Flowers, the intended receiver. And it's going to be 3rd down.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend. So give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
He finds his receiver. That's Bateman. A pickup of 14 on that one. 1st down, Baltimore.
I think they're going to have to be more creative here on the back end with the types of coverages they show this quarterback. Change the look pre-snap to post-snap. Mix in zone, mix in man. They got to make it more challenging on the quarterback going forward.
And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
So I don't think his fullback was his primary option on that play, but a really nice job by the quarterback, working quickly through his progression, getting the ball down to his big fullback, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 3. Again, it's Jackson. Got his man at the 6. And he is out of bounds at the 4-yard line. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the second-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target.
A second effort, and he is in. Lamar Jackson. Touchdown, Baltimore. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Loop now for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Ravens will move out to a 14-7 lead. Now, after that last play, we have an injured Raven. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. Here's Williams on the return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense ready to get back at it. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll motion over Thielen. Quick throw there. That's going to wind up incomplete. Well, the receiver really didn't have much time to get himself open. So the incompletion brings up 2nd down.
Really good discipline by the defender. So he was the read of that RPO. So if he plays the run, it's a pass. If he plays the pass, it's a run. But he knew exactly what was coming. He kind of drew that pass, and he was there to make the play.
That's out wide to Warren. And he'll get about 7. Still short of that first down. And they'll try to convert it on 3rd down.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Looking to throw, it's Rodgers. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
The most important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses in the NFL is clearly turnover differential, your ability to protect the ball and on defense, take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
Wester on the return. The Ravens offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. He'll start out on the ground with Henry. And a good show of force there. He gets 4 tough yards out of that one. From the 33, here's 2nd down and 5. Jackson. This one complete to Bateman. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. They gain 18 yards on that one. Good for a Raven 1st down.
That's what they call a big dagger route. It's about 10, 15 yards where you just round off your outside foot and rip into the middle of the field, and they executed it to perfection, and they're able to move the chains.
On the give, here's Henry. And he ran right through one tackle, fighting forward. Good gain on the ground of about 7. From the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. Jackson now. He'll be out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, and that gains them another 1st down. Off the play fake, Jackson. That is left side and caught by Flowers. And he'll get about 3 as he's forced out of bounds. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 7. They'll work straight ahead with Henry. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
I think the back just needs to be a little bit more decisive in the run game, and not everything is always going to be perfectly blocked, Mike. There's times where you just have to say, okay, let's get back past the line of scrimmage, pick up a couple yards, and just keep this ball going forward.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on 3rd down.
This quarterback has a reputation for being one of the faster quarterbacks in the league, but what I loved here is, yes, he used his legs, but he remained a passer for as long as he could, and leads to a nice pickup.
They'll run it on 1st down with Henry. Still keeping the legs moving, somehow managing to turn that into a gain. It is 2nd and 9. They'll run with the man from Marshall, Rashid Ali. And he will get into the end zone. Rashid Ali, touchdown Ravens.
That's a heck of a run right there, and I can't tell you, Mike, how many running backs coaches I've heard over the years say, your responsibility with the ball is to make the first guy miss. We can't block everybody on the field. That's the role of a good running back, and you see it here. All it takes is one missed tackle to get this guy in space, and he's able to do the rest with his legs and take it all the way.
On is Luke to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Ravens will take a 21-7 lead. Now, after the touchdown, Loop is back out to kick this one away. Here's Williams on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense getting set to get back to work. They'll start this on the ground with Warren. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. That's the way to get started. A pickup of 17 and a very quick first down.
Well, there's not a whole lot of fancy going on here, Mike. This is just kind of old school, line up and run smash mouth football. It's exactly what they did, but it still ends up in a big gain, and he picks up the first down.
A-Rod now to throw on first down. He's got a man down the field. It's Austin. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line. That one good for 26 yards. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. Off the play fake, Rodgers. His throw on first down is going to be incomplete.
It's one of those balls where the quarterback wishes there was a string. The second it came out of his hand, he wished he could just pull it back, because from the moment it left his hand, that looked like a sure interception, and the only reason it wasn't because the defender just flat out dropped it.
Second and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. He was seeking out the veteran Adam Thielen that time. And it's going to bring up a third down. Again, it's Rodgers. That pass to the sideline. Nice job to bring it in and stay in bounds, but still short of that first down.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers cut the deficit a bit. The new score is now 21-10. Back out is Boswell following the field goal. He'll send this one away. On the return, it's Keaton Mitchell. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. Drive will start on the ground. Whoa. A good physical run, motoring forward for 9. Two minutes remain here in this first half. We'll come back to the Steel City after this. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. They'll pitch it out here to Henry. And that should be enough. He works his way forward to pick up a first down.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. Back to throw, Jackson. That's to the right side. He's got Andrews. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. Jackson to his big target, Andrews, for the Baltimore first down.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. We've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
Jackson on target to Flowers, and it's a Baltimore first down. Now the Ravens use their first timeout. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in this 2nd quarter. First and 10. Throwing Jackson. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down.
I'm not sure what it was, Mike, but there was something off about that play from the jump. I'm not sure if it was the body language or the on-the-line-of-scrimmage communication, but it was pretty clear to me that they weren't on the same page, and I think the result showed.
Open man, that's Flowers. Tough running there in the red zone. He did not want to go down. And he picks up the first down. It'll be 1st and goal. Here's a run. And he's in! Derrick Henry. Touchdown, Baltimore. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finished it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Luke now for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Ravens add on one more as they extend their 2nd quarter lead. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Williams now to return. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Steelers offense can see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. First down for Aaron. Goes to the right side and corralled by Thielen. Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their 2nd. as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in this second quarter. It is 2nd and 6. Rodgers to throw. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, so it seemed the second they broke the huddle, Mike, that there was some confusion. I'm not sure everybody got on the same page before that ball was snapped.
This is 3rd and 6. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. On 3rd down, Rodgers. He'll try and get there on the ground. And now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining until halftime.
Anytime a quarterback decides to tuck it and turn himself into a runner, you can just feel the sideline hold their breath. They're just hoping that he gets down, picks up enough for the first down, but more importantly, protects himself so he can get himself back up and continue on.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Really nice job defensively. You can see the quarterback, he's working through his options of his progression, Mike. 1, 2, 3. But now that clock in your head starts going off, and that ball needs to come out of your hand. Nice job throwing it away.
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Rodgers. He'll find his big target, Pat Freiermuth. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. So, halftime straight ahead. And we go down to Scott Hansen, who has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you, my friend. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of this second half. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. On the return, it's Mitchell. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Ravens offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. First down throw for Jackson. Pass caught left side by Likely. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. From the 31, here is second down and 7. Hopkins sent in motion. They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game. Jackson now on second down. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
And so far throughout the course of the game, I think the secondary's actually done a really nice job of taking him away. I mean, he's clearly one of their best players, one of the top players in the league. They're going to continue to find ways to target him. So defensively, it doesn't matter if he has 0 catches or 10. He is always going to be a focal point of this offense.
Now, deep ball for Bateman. And that'll be in and out of his hands. It's incomplete.
So you have to imagine this offense goes in at halftime. They're feeling pretty good about the position they are, especially knowing they possess the ball coming out for the second half. You want to put together a great drive and add to the lead. No time to be conservative, no time to just sit on this ball and punt. You want to keep the pressure on the defense and score every time you get it.
A fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line. The Steelers offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. On the ground, it's Warren to start the drive. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. Give him 14 on that play, one first down.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half, the defense is going to give you some friendly run looks. So don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45. They keep feeding him. 15 more on the ground. And another first down.
Doesn't matter the level of football, Mike. If they can't stop it, keep running it until they can. And I think that's what we're seeing here on this drive. Back-to-back explosive gains on the ground. Got to imagine at some point the defense gives it a different look.
This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. From the 41, here's 2nd and 9. They'll run here with Gainwell. He'll push forward for about a yard. The veteran Kyle Van Noy in on the tackle. Third and 7. Here's Gainwell.
Penetration is the key to run defense. Stop the running back before he has a chance to get started. That's exactly how it played out here.
Here comes Chris Boswell to try a field goal. This officially a 58-yard attempt. And he pushed it. No good. That is wide to the right. And this will remain a 3-score game.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
Here's Henry. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. They'll go again here with Henry. And some good blocking at the point of attack. A pickup of 7, and it brings up third down.
So I think as they continue to have success on the ground like they did here, I think we're going to see them continue to lean towards that ground game, force the defense to come up, sell out, take it away, and then there's all sorts of options downfield in the passing game.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. So they come to the line for first down and 10. On the handoff, it's Henry. There he goes, inside the 30. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, inside the 20. They'll pick up 23 on that one. First down, Baltimore.
There's two elements to a successful run play, and the key is having them aligned. The offensive line needs to block according to the play and create space, but the back has to hit that space at the appropriate time. This is a clear example as to why it leads to big gains.
And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. From the gun, Jackson. Taking off. Whoa! And they continue to be tough to stop. Chance to extend the lead even further as they are set up with 1st and goal.
This has been a great drive, and mostly at the hands of the man with the ball there. He thought about pulling the trigger on that one, thought better of it, decides to take off with his legs, and now he's going to have 1st and goal.
Trying to fight his way into the end zone, but they will mark him short, down at the 1. Now it appears we've got a Steeler injured on that play. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. From the 1, 2nd and goal. Henry, and he is not going to get to the goal line. In fact, he's even going to lose yards on that play, and now it is 3rd and goal.
2nd and goal this close to the end zone. It makes sense, Mike, to keep the ball on the ground, but what you're not planning for is that you suffer a loss. So give credit to this defense. They've now changed the entire equation. It's 3rd and goal, but they're not so close anymore.
3rd and goal for Jackson. That is caught in the middle of the end zone. Derrick Henry, touchdown Ravens. That his 2nd touchdown tonight. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this 3rd quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the first half, they picked right back up here to start the 3rd quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
The PAT, up and good. And the Ravens will extend this 3rd quarter lead. Now, after the touchdown, Loop is back out to kick this one away. On the return, it's Williams. And this will wind up working out well. He's going to take it up to the 40-yard line. Good return. Steelers offense and their running back, Jaylen Warren, set to take over once more. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Rodgers out quick to Metcalf. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3. Rodgers. Here's a screen set up for Warren. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down. He'll get this cut to the left flat, and he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Here's Warren. Crazy. Big play out of the running game as the back accelerates all the way to the house for the rushing touchdown.
And Mike, when we talk about burst, that's what we're talking about. And they told us all week, be ready for this guy. He's got something special to him, and that long touchdown there is exactly what they're talking about.
Boswell now for the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Steelers are able to edge a bit closer. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. On the return, it's Mitchell. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. A give right up the middle to Henry. He'll forward for maybe a yard. Patrick Queen, the linebacker. They're on the tackle. From the 24 now, here's 2nd down and 9. The shotgun, here's Jackson. Oh, the ball's out. The Steelers think they've got one, and they do.
That was a great play by the defense, Mike. He got a little sloppy with ball security as he leaves the pocket. They're able to knock it loose and put an end to this drive.
The Steelers offense and their running back, Jaylen Warren, set to take over once more. They'll start with the football already in the red zone. Big opportunity here on 1st and 10. Throwing, Rodgers. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. It's Rodgers. This is caught 2. He'll be taken down, but just like that, they are in business. It's 1st and goal.
And while it ultimately worked out for him this time, Mike, this is not a throw he wants to make a habit of, because that was risky. When he threw it, I thought that ball was being picked. He got away with one here, results in a big pickup, and get a fresh set of downs.
From the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. Here's Rodgers. It is brought in the end zone. Calvin Austin. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown, and Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field, and results in a nice touchdown.
On for the extra point is Boswell. He's got it. And the Steelers are able to cut into the deficit. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. On the return, it's Mitchell. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Ravens offense ready to get back to work. They try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. He'll look for Flowers downfield. That is hard. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 76 yards. Touchdown, Baltimore. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
On is Luke to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Ravens tack on one more to their lead. Now, after the touchdown, Loop is back out to kick this one away. Here's Williams on the return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense and their big play wideout getting set for their next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Warren. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
Sometimes there's just nowhere to go, right? We ask these running backs, Mike, to do a lot of work, find space, create something out of nothing. Well, this time, he was able to create nothing out of nothing.
2nd down, Rodgers. This one grabbed by Austin. And this yields nothing. He's out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 9. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. That's going to be incomplete, and the clock will stop. Likely one more play in this 3rd quarter.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the 3rd quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
This fielded inside the 35. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's taken down on what is the final play of this 3rd quarter. Fourth quarter underway, and here's Henry. And he'll manage to break a tackle, get this forward for a couple, and it's 2nd down. Play action now. Jackson. His fullback releasing, and he's going to bring it in. Now it appears we've got a Steeler injured on that play. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Back to throw, Jackson. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete. Searching for his Pro Bowl tight end Mark Andrews that time. And it's going to lead to 4th down.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ended up being a wasted down.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Steelers' offense and their running back, Jaylen Warren, set to take over once more. And he has been the focal point of this offense. When you get a performance like this, you can almost invariably know the offensive line's been stellar, and they have been so far. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. Metcalf left side, he's got it. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33. 13 yards to start that drive. And a quick first down.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark. Just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
He did not want to go down there. Carrying tacklers, it's a gain of 9.
Waste of time.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 1. Rodgers. Metcalf reels it in on the right side. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a first down. Rodgers to throw. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
Seems like the quarterback was a little predetermined in his read. I think he decided even before seeing the coverage where that ball was going. Next time, read the coverage. Let the play unfold. Don't force something that's not there.
Now a second down throw from Rodgers. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9. Third and inches. They'll run the sneak, and he will have the Steelers first down. At least at first glance, they'll spot the football just beyond the marker, and they convert on 3rd and inches. From the shotgun, it's Aaron. This one not quite on target. Got him too much, and that one falls incomplete.
At this level, you just would expect a little bit better execution and accuracy on those intermediate throws. I think he had an opportunity there for a nice pickup. Off target, off rhythm, and ends up getting away from him.
Rodgers here on 2nd down. Rush comes, they're setting up the screen. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Third down and 3. They'll try and run it here with Warren. First down and more inside the 20. And they'll finally run him down, but not before he takes it inside the 15. A gain there of 23 yards. That's a Steeler first down.
Explosive plays. Teams understand just how valuable they are in regards to the ability to score points. Typically, they come through the air, Mike. In this case, they got it on the ground. Now they find themselves inside the red zone.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Get this complete, it's Thielen over the middle. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook. And
that one taken in. DK Metcalf. Touchdown Steelers. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a two-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Boswell now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Steelers are able to edge a bit closer. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. On the return, it's Mitchell. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens headed back out again. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. On first down, they'll start the drive with Henry. A good physical run, motoring forward for 9. Now it appears we've got a Steeler injured on that play. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Ball on the 40 now. Here's second and a yard. He'll try to power ahead with Ricard. And he'll work forward for a yard, but that's all he needed. This is going to be a first down. On the give, here's Henry. Nice job pushing through the would-be tackler. Gain of about 3. Second down. They'll try to throw here with Jackson. Now a screen set up for Henry. He'll be out of bounds, but after picking up the first down on a gain of 7. This is Henry, and he's brought down after a gain of a couple. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's second and 7. They'll send Flowers in motion. Second down, Jackson. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up third down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
He'll let this go deep for the end zone. That is hot. What a throw. Zay Flowers. Touchdown, Baltimore. He's got another one. His second touchdown of the evening. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Luke now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Ravens will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. To return is Kenneth Gainwell. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. From the gun, Rodgers. There's that man again. Another catch. Now it appears we've got a Steeler injured on that play. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 4. Rodgers now. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, and it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
Really nice play there by the defender, Mike, and not only to force the incomplete, but it's the timing. Understanding if he gets there too early, you bring in PI. You get there too late, it leads to a completion. That time he times it just right and knocks the ball away.
3rd and short yardage, it's Rodgers. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So anytime you find yourself in 3rd and long, it's hard to really be unpredictable as a play caller because the defense knows it's most likely going to be a pass. They understand where the down and distance markers are, and there's really nowhere for him to go with the ball, and he has to throw it away.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. He's going to air one out for Metcalf. The Ravens offense and receiver Zay Flowers heading back onto the field. They start with the lead and the football. They do so with tremendous field position. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it over center with Mitchell. Heck of an effort there to duck out of one tackle, but he'll wind up only gaining about a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. another run here with Mitchell. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Have to get this to the 20. Here's third down. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. That's taken in, and he'll be out of bounds, well short of the line to gain, and that'll set up fourth down. Tyler Loop now to try the field goal. This will be a 41-yard attempt. No issues there. This one is good. And the Ravens will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter. Back to it now after that made field goal. Here's Loop to kick this one away. Here's Gainwell to return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete.
This is why it's so critical that the quarterback and his intended target are on the same page. They got to speak the same language. When there's miscommunication, it leads to errant throws, and when errant throws lead to big missed opportunities.
Second down, Rodgers. There's a short one caught by Freiermuth. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Throwing, Rodgers. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
He told us earlier in the week that his ball skills might actually be better than some of the guys he's covering, and we kind of chuckled. But it's pretty clear to see where that confidence comes from, Mike. I mean, the next step for him, not only go up and attack that ball at its highest point, but come down with the pick.
And he's going to have the 1st down. An aggressive call there. But it works out as they convert on 4th down.
Some teams just have a stronger appetite for being willing to go for 4th down tries, even on their side of the field, Mike, and we're seeing it so much more often. The days of just punting the ball back and forth and saying, hey, we're going to play good defense. Remember, the better your defense, that doesn't mean you should punt. The better your defense, the more chances you should take on offense.
He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
And despite things looking pretty bleak at the moment, I think you got to respect the fact they're out there swinging. They're trying to pull off a double-digit comeback here in the 4th quarter.
Catch made by Thielen. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. So 2 minutes left to play in the 2nd half. We'll come back and finish this one off. After this, here's 2nd and 2. Rodgers going up top again. That's to the big tight end, Freiermuth. And they'll pick up the 1st down, a gain of about 4.
I just love the feel this tight end has, Mike, for the defense when they play zone coverage. Certain guys, they want to run routes like they're lines on a piece of paper, and they end up going from uncovered space to covered space, but not the case here. He knew he was open. He knew he was in the right spot.
Picked off by the All-Pro Roquan Smith. And good running on the return. That'll help him out. He has the ball right around the 45-yard line.
And that should be the final dagger in this one. I mean, barring something dramatic happening here, Mike, I just don't think there's enough time or possessions left in this game to pull off any sort of comeback.
Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. And a few kneel downs should do it here. Defensively, they do still have those 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. The drive will begin with a run by Mitchell. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
The best linebackers at this level, Mike, they have all the physical attributes. That's a given. But it's really their instincts. It's their ability to dissect and predetermine where the ball is going before the ball is even snapped. And you could see with how fast he met the back at the point of attack, he knew exactly what play was coming.
Once again, this defense up to the task. They stop him for no gain yet again. And now it's 3rd down.
Patience is a great quality of a running back. You have to wait for holes and gaps to develop. But in this case, Mike, he just kept waiting and waiting, and nothing ended up happening. No gain.
On 3rd down, here's Mitchell. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They tracked him down behind the line, and it's 4th down. So it is a win here for the visitors, the Ravens. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that is the difference in this one. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olsen and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say good night from Pittsburgh. Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen with you. The All-Pro Chris Boswell with the honors. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. So the Ravens will come out, and they are led by the man who's won the MVP twice and was the runner-up a season ago. Hard to believe it is year 8 for Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback.
There's just certain guys, Mike, when they take the field and they step into the huddle, the other 10 players, they just take a little bit of a deeper breath. They're like, man, I'm glad this guy is on our side, and he's certainly one of them. He just brings an element of confidence to everybody else around him, not only in the huddle, but on the sideline, on the defense, the coaching staff. Everyone is better as the result of him being your quarterback.
From the 31, here is 2nd down and 7. From the gun, Jackson. He'll step up and run. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
And this is something the defense knew they had to contain coming in today, Mike. They worked all week on containing this quarterback, but here we are. Early on in the game, a nice scramble there, good yardage, and he's able to pick up the first down.
Can he get away? No! He's going to be taken down behind the line.
You know, Mike, it's funny, when you're facing these really elite defensive linemen, sometimes it's easier to make them the read guy rather than actually try to block them. Unfortunately, they're elite for a reason, and sometimes they're still able to make the play like we saw here.
Jackson now on second down. It is to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
He just stays on his primary read just a little bit too long. I think if he gets that ball to his check down a little bit quicker, not only is the ball completed, but I think there's some room to run. So, again, certain quarterbacks are better than others. The ability to process and eliminate targets quickly to move on to the next, that's a skill that really just comes from experience.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on third down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
And he didn't get the check he was hoping for in that one. That goes into the end zone, and it's a touchback. Well, here come the Steelers, and that's the sight that looks odd, but people were looking to see after keeping us waiting all spring. Year 21 in the league for Aaron Rodgers, his first as the Steelers quarterback.
There's not many guys, Mike, in NFL history that while their career is still ongoing, they already are considered a no-brainer finding themselves in Canton one day, and this guy is certainly at the top of the list. Let's not forget, this is not some washed-up quarterback who can't let go of the pass. He is still capable of playing at an all-pro level, and if he continues to do so, any team he's on is going to be a Super Bowl contender.
From the 21, here's 2nd and 9. The master of play action, Rodgers. That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there, separating the man from the ball, and it'll bring up third down.
Throwing to someone with his length, Mike, there's a lot of benefits. The catch radius, the ability to adjust to an off-target throw, but you have to also look at the other side of the coin there. For these defenses, those bigger, extended bodies, that's just a lot big target to go after and hit. So they're able to take advantage of it here. So I promise you, that receiver gets back into the huddle. He's telling his quarterback, hey, man, bring that ball down. I'm happy to go fight and compete for the ball, but you've got to protect me.
12 yards on that hookup. Good for a Steeler first down. Metcalf, the motion man. On play action, Rodgers. Metcalf makes the grab again. And he's going to be very close to the first down marker. Out of bounds after a gain of 9. Second and a yard. A run up the middle with Warren. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. Now it appears we've got a Steeler injured on that play. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. First and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. Good work there defensively. Knocked it away, and that pass falls incomplete. Marlon Humphrey, the man there to break that one up.
Just a great example of not only the anticipation, but the instincts to go break that pass up, Mike. You can see he's clearly looking at the quarterback's eyes, and once that ball was delivered, he's just attacking it and breaking it up.
That's caught! And he will get into the end zone. Calvin Austin, touchdown Pittsburgh. A terrific play all the way around, finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
Boswell adds the extra point, and the Steelers will take a 7-0 lead. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The Ravens offense ready to see the football for the second time. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. So, from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. Bateman is the motion man. Now the first carry for King Henry. Down the sideline, past the 40. And they're not going to run him down. He goes all the way. 74 yards. Touchdown, Baltimore. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. That back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
The extra point is good. And the Ravens will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. Here's Williams on the return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Now it appears we've got a Steeler injured on that play. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Play action now with Rodgers. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. To throw, it's Rodgers. That's out wide to Watt. And he'll get about 7. Still short of that first down. And they'll try to convert it on 3rd down. The shotgun, it's A-Rod. That one into the hands of Thielen. He's got it. They get 18 on the pitch and catch. That's a Steeler first down.
Great pre-snap recognition here by the quarterback. He looks outside and sees man coverage, and he knows exactly where he's going to go with the ball. Now it's up to the receiver to create separation at the top of the route. Ball's on time, great placement, nice big pickup.
They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A first down.
The key to a good run game in the NFL, Mike, is the combination of yards before and after contact. The yards before, that's a testament to the scheme and the O-line. The yards after contact, that's an indication of the runner.
And this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play.
Tried to get a little cute here, get the ball into the hands of one of their receivers in space on a jet motion, but really nice job there by the defense. When you can set good edges and you can have good force players on the perimeter of the defense, there's really nowhere for this jet sweep to go, because with them running horizontal before the snap, Mike, it's very hard for these receivers to cut and get vertical.
And this will be incomplete.
So I don't hate the decision, Mike, but it just feels like he put a little too much air on that ball. It just took that ball way too much time to get to the open receiver. And when you hang a ball that long, the defenders at this level are just going to break and attack on that ball. And he's lucky that didn't end up going back the other direction.
On 3rd down, Rodgers. Down the field, but it falls incomplete. On 4th down, it's Corliss Waitman out to punt. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. And he has been sensational in this opening quarter. You have to imagine we're going to see much more of him as this game goes on. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Now it appears we've got a Steeler injured on that play. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. It is 2nd and 6. They'll go again here with Henry. And mark him down up beyond the 30. Give him 14 on that one. Good for a Raven first down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass. And if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
From the 34-yard line, here's second down. Here's the toss, right side to Henry. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. 20-yard pickup there. First down, Baltimore.
Well, that right there, Mike, is your once-a-game reminder of just the importance of short tackling. This run never gets anywhere near where it ends up if that initial hit was stronger and he was able to take him down.
They'll work straight ahead with Henry. He plunges forward for a couple of yards. That's Alex Highsmith in for the tackle. From the 43, here's second and 8. Going to go right back to Henry. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. Peyton Wilson that time in on the stop. Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for third down and 5. Jackson now. That's complete. He got it to Hopkins. And the Lucas ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. Hopkins' first catch. Good enough for a first down.
So the best thing this wide receiver is able to do here, Mike, on this crossing route is once he gets the ball in his hands, he's able to put his foot in the ground and get vertical. So often you see these guys get strung out sideline to sideline, and they're not able to pick up big yards after the catch. So really nice job here, and it leads to a big gain.
And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down. In motion comes Andrews. Play clock has expired. They're not going to get this one off on time. Now Jackson. To the right side. He's got Andrews. And a nice game there. He's out of bounds, and that will bring up third down. In motion comes Andrews. Third and short, Jackson. And that is incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins was the intended target for that one. And that's going to lead to a fourth down.
And this is where the timing of these passing games, you see guys, they call it routes on air, Mike. During the course of the week, there's no defense, nobody playing on coverage, but it's the timing. It's be on time, get your depth, be where the quarterback expects you to be, because then when the game starts, things get sped up just a little bit more for the quarterback. And in this case, it's a perfect example. He's open. He tries to lead his guy, just puts a little too much in front of it.
Back to it now after that made field goal. Here's Luke to kick this one away. Here's Gainwell to return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The They'll start this on the ground with Warren. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard. So, we are through one here on Sunday Night Primetime. It's the Ravens out front, and we're back to the Steel City after this. The Steelers with the football to begin the second quarter. They've got it second down and 12 to go. From the gun, Rodgers. Over the middle, Metcalf has it. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
And nothing matters if this protection isn't able to pick up that blitz. They do a fantastic job of stunting that pass rush just long enough to find an open man downfield.
On the handoff, this is Warren. And he's able to push through the tacklers to pick up 6. From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 3. Play fake. It's Rodgers. That's the left side and taken in by Smith. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. First time they've looked his way tonight. Good time to do it. It's a first down.
This is a great example of why teams want to stay out of what they call passing downs, where a defense doesn't have to honor the run. In this case, they do, and man, the play-action pass just works off of that and can really lead to some chunk plays.
That'll be caught by the running back Warren. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. That's 11 yards again, 2 plays in a row. And another first down.
Mike, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. The easiest down to throw the ball in the NFL is first down. I hate when teams wait till later in the possession to throw the ball. So early first down completion, you're on the plus side of the field. Now you're thinking strike. Touchdown, field goal. But either way, I'm coming away with points.
And he will score! Kenneth Gainwell. Touchdown, Steelers.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. This will be returned from the 6. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. They'll start out first down and 10. In motion comes Andrews. Off the play fake, Jackson. This one is complete inbounds, but not a whole lot out of it. He just gets back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more.
Now, that was a nice looking grab. Really nice footwork there on the sideline to stay in bounds, but after all that, it's still not going to result in very much.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll run. It's Henry. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he's able to take it up to the 30-yard line.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
On first down, they'll stay on the ground with Henry. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
Really impressive job there by the defense, Mike. I mean, to not only absorb the initial push, but now you got to get the back on the ground. And sometimes to hold up against these big old offensive linemen and stick an arm out to get the ball carrier down, it's easier said than done. And really nice job here by the defensive front.
Here's a 3rd and 10. Now it's Jackson. A throw, left side, caught by Andrews. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
So he isn't able to move the chains, but I think this is still a great example to just point out that certain guys on the field earn the trust of their quarterback. And he wasn't even necessarily open, Mike, but he's still, hey, it's 3rd down. Give one of my best players an opportunity to go up and compete for the ball. And he's going to continue to get more of these 50-50 opportunities when he keeps coming down with them.
The Steelers offense headed back to take over once more. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. First down for Aaron. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds. It's a nice start to the drive. A gain of 10 and a quick first down.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
And he's going to have that first down. The tackle made up around the 35.
And this is what happens when your offensive line and your back are in sync and on the same page. Great job by the O-line distorting the defense at the point of attack, and then the running back understanding where that hole is, hitting it full speed, brings up a fresh set of downs.
They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 6. Throwing, Rodgers. Metcalf left side, he's got it. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. 15 yards through the air. Good for a Steeler first down.
This is just like recess, just playing one-on-one football and saying, all right, I'm throwing you the ball. You got to go get open. This is a great job by the receiver selling it at the top of his route. The defender thought he was defending a deep ball. He sticks his foot in the ground and comes back. Well-timed, well-executed, and a nice pickup.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll stay on the ground with Warren. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. That's good enough for a first down. Once again, it's Warren. It'll be a short pickup down to the 31. Draymond Jones able to bring him down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Now a handoff, the tight end in the running game. Third and 2. Here we go. We'll try and run it here with Warren.
Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this 4th down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to them, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
That's going to be blocked. Now this is scooped up by a member of the offense. But he's not going to be able to advance past the marker. He is stopped short, and the block kick leads to a turnover on downs. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this first half. In motion comes Andrews. On first down, they'll start the drive with Henry. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. They'll get 11 there, and that's a quick first down.
Well, as you can see there, with this guy's size, you're just not going to be able to bring him down with arm tackles. You're going to have to get a lot of bodies to the ball, square him up, and be physical. Because if not, he's going to run through light contact, and he still has the speed to pick up big yards.
First down throw for Jackson. He'll swing this out wide to Henry. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. That is caught. It is Hopkins. And they'll take this down inside the 35. A gain of 11 on that one. Good for a Raven first down. Hopkins sent in motion. On 1st and 10, Jackson. And it's into the hands of Flowers. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Jackson up top again. A pass pulled in by Henry. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9. Now the Ravens use their first timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. They'll run the draw, and here's Henry. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their second, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Here's 2nd and 6. From the gun, Jackson. Flushed to his left. And he runs with it. And he's going to slide down with the first down inside the 5. 10 yards on the scramble there. And he picks up the first down.
There wasn't anywhere really for him to go with the ball. The defensive backs did a great job of taking away his progression read. But that pass rush, they just can't get home. And he ends up making the play with his legs. And
he will take this one across into the end zone. Lamar Jackson. Touchdown, Ravens.
Just a really nice job, Mike, especially just staying poised. Pressure situation, you know how important it is to steal some points before the half, but everybody's in control. Everybody understood the situation and the clock, and they're able to finish that half in style with that late touchdown.
The extra point is good, and the Ravens move out to a 3-point edge, 17-14. So, final seconds of this first half. Looks like they'll take a lead into the locker room as the kick's away. This one crushed. It's over the back line of the end zone. Touchback, and the ball's coming out to the 35. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on 1st down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. To throw is Rodgers. Time for the deep shot, looking for Thielen. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen with you from the EA Studios in Orlando. This has been a heck of a game so far. Just a field goal separating these two squads. You have to imagine both sides are trying to figure out how to clean things up and put some touchdowns up in the second half. Let's find out what goes on in the third quarter. Back out to the stadium and our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula as they come out for the second half. It's about to get underway. Three points, all that separates these two sides, as half number 2 kicks off. Here's Gainwell to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Steelers' offense and their running back, Jaylen Warren, set to take over once more. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. On play action, Rodgers. Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
It was actually a really nice play design. I just don't love the execution. So with this RPO, what you're hoping is you can hold that extra defender near the line of scrimmage, and it allows your guy to kind of leak out behind them, but just didn't look like the timing and that everyone was on the same page, and ends up kind of being a wasted down.
They'll motion the tight end, Smith. On 3rd down, Rodgers. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Got to give a lot of credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was plenty of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. I thought the protection was actually pretty solid. But at the end of it, there was just nowhere to go, and he had no choice but to just throw that ball away.
Steelers getting ready to put this one away. And he is hoping to improve on his first attempt. Stopped in his tracks on that one. They made sure that return was not going any farther. The Ravens offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Play action now. Jackson. His fullback releasing, and he's going to bring it in. Here's a 2nd down and 7 from the 37. In motion comes Andrews. On the ground, here's Henry. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. A pickup there of 19 yards. 1st down, Baltimore.
How would you like to be a defender and see a guy like this coming full steam ahead, trying to barrel down on you? I'll tell you what, I'm not sure if I'm cut out for that, and you can see why. His ability to play through contact is just a lot to handle.
And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down.
This ball carrier just didn't want to go down, and this defense, they had to throw everything they had at him, Mike. He just kept fighting and fighting, but finally when they were able to get him on the ground, they were able to do it for a loss.
2nd down, Jackson. On the move, past the 40. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. That's good for 27 and a 1st down.
The job of the offensive lineman is the key piece to a successful screenplay. They have to balance this fine line between stopping the defensive lineman from getting to the quarterback too quick, but also let that defensive lineman think he's got a free rush at the quarterback. That's the balance and the timing that made this play so successful, and they're able to pick up the 1st down.
On play action, here's Jackson. He'll get this one out to his fullback. Second and 7. Now, faking the give. There's the veteran tight end, Andrews. This drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up first and goal for his team. Hopkins sent in motion. And that one's incomplete, but a late flag comes in. Looked like he might have gotten there early. The defense still arguing about that pass interference call, but their focus needs to be a stop. They face first and goal. Henry trying to find a crease in that mass of humanity, but he is going to come up short.
This defense is able to get the hold here on first down, Mike, but they might have to do it 3 more times. I think if I'm this offense, I'm saying this is 4 down territory. I've got 3 more shots to gain 1 yard. Here you go.
Again, it'll be Henry. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Derrick Henry, touchdown Baltimore. That his 2nd touchdown tonight.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
Now, after the touchdown, Loop is back out to kick this one away. Here's Gainwell to return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Steelers' offense ready to take over once more. The deficit is 10, 24-14. So work to do as they come up for 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Warren to start the drive. He is tough to bring down. They finally do. Somehow he manages to get back to the line of scrimmage.
This play right here is just a clear example of just how hard it is to bring this back down, Mike. I mean, he had to break multiple tackles just to get back to the original line of scrimmage. But give credit to the defense. They kept bringing bodies at him, and they're eventually able to get him down for no gain.
He finds Metcalf on the slant. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. A gain there of 11. That's a Steeler first down. A carry here for Warren. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Marlon Humphrey is there to bring him down. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 8. They'll get creative here on the jet sweep. Able to make one man miss, but that's all. They get him, take him down behind the line.
When you come across on a jet sweep, Mike, you're hoping once you get the ball, all you see is green grass and open space. Well, in this case, he had a lot of unhappy defenders waiting for him, and they're able to put him down behind the line.
A-Rod out of the gun here on 3rd down. That one into the hands of Thielen. He's got it. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. That pass play good for 22. Good for a Steeler first down. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. A run out of the gun with Warren. Whoa! What a run. He brings it to the red zone. Taken down inside the 20-yard line. 22 yards, the pickup there. That's a Steeler first down.
You know, Mike, this is why they teach these guys to never give up on a run. There was multiple times there that he could have taken what he got, go down with the tackle, and live to play another day. But he kept fighting, broke free, and then look at the play. That was a huge gain.
And strong running in deep. Inside the 10-yard line, a gain of 9 on the carry.
At this point, we're going to need 2 hands to count for how many yards he's averaged in this one, Mike. But unfortunately, it just hasn't been enough to overcome the deficit here at this stage of the game.
Here's a handoff to Warren.
Now the offensive coordinator's got a decision on his hand, Mike. It was 2nd and 1. He decides to go with the conservative run, gets stopped for no gain. He's in the exact same position now on 3rd down. Does he try to change it up, or does he just turn around and hand it off again?
You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. They'll try to sneak it here, and he will have a Steelers first down, maybe by about a yard, as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. Warren, and he's going to go backwards, taken down at the 6.
How would you like to be this running back here? You get the ball, you're thinking, all right, get through the line, and next thing you know, the big old D tackle's just waiting for you there in the hole. Nowhere for you to go as he takes you down for a loss.
2nd and goal. Now it's from the 6-yard line. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. And he's so close to the goal line, couldn't get that ball extended. They keep him out, and it sets up 3rd and goal. Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start. The big bodies in there for 3rd and goal. They'll go with the sneak. And he's able to get the ball across the goal line. He's in. Aaron Rodgers. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. He's got another one. His 2nd touchdown of the evening. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. On the return, it's Mitchell. Yeah! Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. Good physical run. It'll wind up as a gain of 5.
And he's been on an absolute tear throughout this entire game, Mike. I mean, he's averaging over 10 yards per carry. And anytime you can run the ball with that explosiveness, it's just going to be hard to beat.
Ball on the 35. Here comes a 2nd and 5. Off the play fake. Jackson. Look wide. Get this one complete. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line. Jackson on target to Flowers, and it's a Baltimore first down. On the handoff, it's Henry. And he's able to fight through one tackle here and pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up. Hopkins sent in motion. So, both teams trade touchdowns in that frame as we get through the end of the 3rd quarter. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 7. Jackson. Backs to the right side. He's got Andrews. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. Jackson now. And that is incomplete contact, but no flags. It's going to be 4th down. Ravens bring their punt team out as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. And that one not returnable, out of bounds right at the 20-yard line. Steelers offense and Aaron Rodgers getting ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Warren. And boy, tough to bring down there, fighting forward for a gain of 7. Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 3. Here comes the jet sweep. And this is going to be a Steelers first down as he is stopped at the 35-yard line.
So, of course, these plays are designed, Mike, to get big gains. But even though that's not the case here, what these plays do is they keep the defense off balance. They match up with their regular traditional run game. They match up with all their pre-snap motions and shifts. So it just adds a little eye candy and makes this defense, the second they take their eyes off the read, if they guess wrong, that's where the big plays come and complement off of it.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. On 2nd down, Warren. And he is tough to bring down. Finally, the defense gets him on the ground. It'll be no gain on that play.
In today's NFL, you just don't see teams invest with first-round picks in the safety position very often, but every once in a while, a guy comes along that's just too good to pass up. That's exactly why they took him this past spring in the draft, and he's making his presence felt here today.
He finds Austin with the grab. And he's going to be out of bounds, just shy of midfield. A gain there of 10 yards. Good for a Steeler first down.
And how about the poise of this quarterback? You find yourself down here late in the fourth quarter, Mike, facing a tough third down. You've got to have it. But you know what? He calls the play, he breaks the huddle, and he's like, you know what, Coach? I got it. That's a big-time throw to now keep this drive alive as they go down looking for that go-ahead touchdown.
Not much there, maybe a yard. From just across the midfield stripe, here's second down. From the gun, Rodgers. That's complete to his running back, Kenneth Gainwell. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line. That one good for 29.
Here in the fourth quarter, you just can't predict how many possessions you have left, so you can't let any of them go to waste. So far, this has been a fantastic drive. It's a drive that they desperately needed. They continue to throw the ball like that. They got a chance to take a late lead here in the fourth quarter.
And a missed tackle there. He pushes forward, and will give him 4 yards. It is 2nd and 6. They put Wilson in motion. Play fake. It's Rodgers. Catch made right side by Wilson. Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. That's out wide to Warren. And he will win the race to the pylon. He's in. Jalen Warren. Touchdown, Steelers. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that fourth quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late. So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. And this one sent all the way over the back line. No thought of putting this in the landing area. So it'll come out per the new rule to the 35-yard line. Right away, they'll try a jet sweep. And this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. In motion comes Andrews. On third down, Jackson. This one just too far for the receiver, out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. Ravens sending the punt team out there. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the fourth quarter. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Steelers offense and their running back, Jaylen Warren, set to take over once more. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin first and 10. On the handoff, this is Warren. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33. It's a gain of 10. That's enough for a quick first down.
You know, there's all this talk, Mike, about the value of the run game in today's NFL. You know when the run game matters? It matters right now. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead. Can you lean on your running back and offensive line to close this game out?
Off the play fake, Rodgers. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete. Jonnu Smith, the tight end. Man he was looking for there. And it'll lead to a second down.
Contrary to what all of the fans at home think, I don't have rooting interest in any of these games. But as you know, when it comes to tight ends, there's no bigger fan than this guy right here. I want to see them be able to connect, especially on those big plays downfield.
They'll mark them down up at the 44-yard line. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. That's a Steeler first down.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
This one complete to Washington. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's second down. On the ground, this is Warren. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Call it a gain of 13. Good for a Steeler first down.
Well, Mike, you know the old saying, the more tight ends on the field, the better. And in this case, it worked out perfectly. A lot of big bodies on the field, hat for a hat. Nice job there by the back, picking up a good gain.
They'll stay on the ground with Warren. And a good show of force there. He gets 4 tough yards out of that one. Now it appears we've got a Steeler injured on that play. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. From the 29, here's second down and 5. They'll run here with Gainwell. He is out of bounds. They have worked it inside the 15. A gain there of 16 yards. That's a Steeler first down.
How about the vision here? He starts up the middle and picks up decent yardage. but it was really his ability to see the space outside that led to the bigger gain and picking up the first down.
And on this first down, it's Johnson. A powerful run just shy of the goal line, but he has picked up the first down. It is 1st and goal.
4-minute offense, Mike, so what does it mean? 1, make the defense use all of their remaining timeouts. 2, continue to pick up first downs, milk the clock. And then 3, if possible, finish with the ball in your hands.
Gainwell. Trying to find a crease in that mass of humanity, but he is going to come up short. Now the Ravens use their first timeout, and they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play. They'll try to run this one in. And this is not going to do it either. Stop for no gain. And just like that, it's 3rd and goal.
They keep it on the ground twice, Mike, and they have no success. So now if you're the play caller, that starts creeping into your head. Do you have confidence in a 3rd attempt, or now do you try to change it up and go play action and put the ball in the air?
They were stopped on 2nd down, now 3rd and goal from the 1. Johnson. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
On for the extra point is Boswell. He's got it, and the Steelers will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. This one taken at the 7. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. First down throw for Jackson. Now a screen set up for Henry. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Here's Henry. And he'll get past the marker. So he's got a first down on that gain of 5. So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. One timeout at their disposal, but the more pressing need, they have to score twice. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. This one complete to Bateman. And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. They come up for 2nd and 2. From the gun, Jackson. He takes off. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
Mike, this is great awareness by the quarterback manipulating the pocket. He feels the pressure coming on around him, but so often the soft spot is moving up in the pocket. That's exactly what he does. Takes off down the middle of the field, picks up good yardage, and a first down.
Here comes second down. Jackson looking to throw. He runs with it. And they'll finally run him down, but he takes it inside the 10-yard line. It is a gain of 23 yards, and now they'll have 4 shots at it. It's first and goal. Here we go. First and goal. To throw is Jackson. There he goes again.
Quarterback does a nice job here sensing the pressure pretty quickly. Realizes he doesn't have a ton of time to operate from within the pocket. Decides to tuck the ball and rely on his legs. He's able to pick up a positive play.
Ball at the 3, second down and goal. Here's Jackson. That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
That'll be incomplete, and now we are down to likely just one more play.
There isn't much room for error when operating inside the red zone. The field is really condensed. Those throwing windows become a lot tighter and forces your quarterback to make some really highly contested throws. And as we just saw, those aren't always going to go your way.
One last shot now for Jackson. And that is incomplete. They had their chance and took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs. So this one in the win column for the Steelers. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that was the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico.